This is Minecraft in the present day, and I've built myself a house. Come check it out. Approaching the house from the front, we're greeted by this really nice stone staircase. You know, it's old, it's weathered, it's getting overtaken by moss and all of that, but I do really like the texturing here. I think I did a pretty good job. Making our way through this front doorway here, you can see our top level. It's warm, it's inviting. I love the colors we've got going on here. Plants and shelves and paintings and a fax machine, I think, of some kind. And over on this side, we've got a nice little library section with a whole bunch of bookshelves. Making our way down this windy staircase, we find ourselves in the den area on the middle level. We got a nice little cozy couch right here and a roaring fireplace on the other side, looking fantastic. Moving into this room, we've got this nice warm cozy color combo of the bamboo, the mangrove and spruce, and the mud. Lots of browns, lots of yellows. Also on this level is a doorway out to the warehouse / workshop area. I really like the shape of this place. It's a lot more industrial, it's a lot more reddish, but you can see we got all sorts of stuff piling up here. Last but not least, we've got a back door leading out to this kind of service tower connected to the house by a few wires. We got all sorts of bits and bobs on here, making it look all technological and whatnot. And around this side, you can see bits of our chimney, which is connected up to the fireplace on the middle level. I'm so proud of this one. Like, it took a little while to cook this thing up, but man, did it turn out so nicely. Like, seriously, I love this. But more to the point, we're not just here to gush about my house. There's some more serious matters that I would like to discuss with you today. I want to have a little chat about Minecraft, just you and me. These days, people take a lot of modern Minecraft for granted. There's a lot of negativity, a lot of pessimism, and frankly, a lot of hate for the current state of the game. And I kinda get it. Sort of. Not really. Honestly, people are just kinda entitled. My point is that the game has changed so much over the years, very much so for the better. This house around us, it wouldn't look the same 2 updates ago, let alone 5 or 10, or back in beta, it would be completely unrecognizable. And I think it would be a really fun little exercise, a fun little experiment in building, if we went back in time to previous versions of the game and tried to make this exact house again and again and again. But enough talking. Come, join me downstairs. What is it? You're looking at me like you've never seen a seance altar before. Anyways, if I've gotten the incantations correct, we should be able to hop back in time to basically whatever update we want. But don't worry though, don't worry. I've already prepared our, let's say our temporal itinerary. That sounds fun, doesn't it? First stop is not too far back actually. Onwards to 1.18. And here we are. It doesn't feel that different, does it? I mean, it's still modern Minecraft. We've got modern mountains, modern oceans, modern textures. I've even got Lightmatica and Replay mod. This nice hilly spot feels like a pretty good location to rebuild our house. You may be wondering, is this really gonna make a difference? Why are we here? And I don't blame you for feeling that way. We are only 2 updates behind after all. How bad could it really be? You'll see. Okay, so like the stairs and bottom level are actually pretty much the same. These are mostly what? Stone, dark oak, moss, all of that was in fact in the game in 1.18. But these upper levels, oh boy. This is the entire build now complete. And you know, it's got some good angles, right? Like this one looks pretty normal and this one's okay too. But then you get to this and this. Yeah, we're gonna need to make a couple of substitutions. The big things that are missing from this house, and wow, you can really see the damage when you stand right here. The big things that are missing are mangrove, tuff, and mud. I think our best bet for the mangrove would be to use some unstripped spruce wood, and as for the bamboo, we're just gonna have to go with birch, I think. It's not a great substitution, but it's the closest thing we got to the yellowish color of the bamboo, so what are you gonna do, I guess? We had 2 decorated pots here and here, and you know, there really isn't anything that's a good substitute, so I think we're just gonna have to go with polished granite. I'm not gonna lie. Gonna put a flower pot on top for a little bit of that decor, but that's about as close as we can get, I think, unfortunately. Unless maybe terracotta. Actually, no, terracotta's slightly better. Oh yeah, our couch was made entirely of mangrove, and we don't really have red blocks, like a red wood block. I think red nether brick might be the closest. Ooh, yeah, that's a vibrant red. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but it's gotta do, I guess. Oh, you know what? The upper parts of this were not bamboo. These were actually mud, and ooh, we don't really have a good substitute for mud. I'll try dripstone. No, dripstone's too messy. Light gray terracotta, maybe. Regular terracotta? Not great either. I want something that goes with the spruce. Oh, brown mushroom blocks. That's probably gonna be our best bet. Let's see. Yep, okay. Yep, that's not great, but it's close enough, right? Our chimney's really not looking so hot without the mud blocks. I'm guessing that probably smooth basalt would be our best substitute. This is gonna be atrocious when we don't have deep slate, by the way. A few more minutes of block swapping later, and I think we're in a pretty good state here. As I'm sure you saw, I'm not happy making all these weird, wacky substitutions that just don't look right a lot of the time. But what can you do? We have less blocks in the game. Just 2 updates back. Just 2 updates back, like I said. Things weren't too bad. The house was recognizable after all. What do you say we go for 3 more? Here we are, 1.15. We're in a whole new world now. A world without moss, deep slate, copper, blackstone, essential building blocks for any builder. They're just gone. Our house is not gonna look so hot. And after a lot of building, this is what I've got. It's so stupid looking already. This house is like degrading before my eyes. The first thing you'll probably notice is the stupid prismarine on the roof instead of copper. We don't have copper anymore, so I gotta make do with this. The lack of moss is also probably obvious if you've got a keen eye. I'm using green concrete powder as it is the closest thing. It's not terrible, right? Like these color differences are very subtle, but of course you can't put grass on this. You can't put glow lichen on this because there is no glow lichen. No tuff means I'm using coral for the bottom of these rocky sections, which doesn't look great. Our chimney just looks disgusting now because there's no deep slate, no mud, and no basalt, and that was like 99% of the blocks here. I can't even put stairs and walls at the top because we don't have a stair or wall block that's dark gray. Like, look, nothing here is dark gray. Nothing would go with these blocks. It's still recognizable as the original build, just missing some key colors and depth of texture that we really do take for granted in modern Minecraft. But I gotta say, I'm excited to watch this thing just degenerate before my eyes. And that it definitely will. That was a brief little stint in 1.15, but I think we can pick up the pace a little bit here. I'm ready to make a big jump back in time, and whether you like it or not, you're coming with me. We're going to a time before diorite, granite, and andesite, before acacia and dark oak wood, before prismarine even. Yeah, it's far back. Here we are, release 1.6. Oh, this is far back. Oh no. That's so weird. You might be wondering why we jumped so far back all at once. I mean, it's hardly every update when you skip like 8 at a time, right? Well, I have my reasons, and you know, they may not be obvious right off the bat, so let's have a little chat while I struggle through this house build. The plain and simple answer is, well, not much happened between like 1.8 and 1.13. This is another thing that we take for granted nowadays. Our updates, regardless of how you feel about them, add major changes and features, and they do so every single year. Ever since 1.16, we've gotten a new mechanic, a new set of blocks, new biomes, or new mobs, or whatever, in every single update. The same can't be said about the olden days. I mean, just take a look at these change logs. 1.12 added concrete, glazed terracotta, and parrots. Okay, not so bad. You know, concrete is really useful. 1.11 added observers, shulker boxes, woodland mansions, and illagers. Not the most exciting thing. I mean, woodland mansions are really far out of the way, and this was before raids after all. What about 1.10? Oh. Yeah, wow, that's that's a whole update. Cool. Hopefully you're starting to see what I mean with this whole modern Minecraft is actually pretty great sort of thing. I mean, just look at me. I'm in a default skin. I can't fix this. But at the very least, I can show you the house that I've been working on. What do you think? Is it gonna look great? Is it gonna bring back all the nostalgia and charm of old school Minecraft? Yeah, no. Look at this thing. It's a disaster! Here I was thinking 1.15 was rough without copper and without deep slate. Like, what is this? This is so different. If you guys have ever played Telephone or Telestrations or any of those games, it's like I'm playing that with myself, with my own Minecraft build. It's so bizarre. But let's get into the nitty gritty here. What do we have going on here? What are the key differences? Well, first of all, no stripped wood. I'm using white terracotta, called white stained clay, by the way, instead of stripped jungle log, because there is no stripped jungle log. There is no stripped spruce either, so I'm using regular old unstripped jungle log. There's no green concrete powder or anything that looks remotely like grass or moss, so I'm just using regular old grass blocks. There's no brown mushroom blocks. There's no scaffolding for the windows, so I'm using trapdoors. Oh, speaking of trapdoors, here's another thing that I actually was completely mistaken about. So I knew that in 1.6 we had things like jungle and spruce wood and, you know, birch and all that. And I was assuming, and joke's on me for assuming, that because we had those wood variants, we also had trapdoors and doors and fences and fence gates and all of those other things that we once again take for granted nowadays. Ha! No, we just have oak everything. All of the trapdoors are oak trapdoors. All of the doors are oak doors. All of the signs are oak signs. And we have to make all these just god-awful substitutions, like oak trapdoors instead of spruce here, oak fences instead of acacia trapdoors here, oak signs instead of, I think, jungle I had up here. I'm starting to forget what the original house was like. The chimney is just a disgusting gray mess of the cyan terracotta and gray wool. It just looks awful. Not to mention the roof, by the way. I'm sure you already noticed by this point, but we don't even have prismarine, so I'm using stone bricks and smooth stone slabs for this fancy diagonal roof, and it's just not even close to the same. Like, I keep joking about having 3 blocks to work with, and now it actually feels like I have 3 blocks to work with, and it's only gonna get worse, guys. It's only gonna get worse. We're really getting into it now, guys. 1.6 was not kind to me, and it only gets worse from here. I hope you're having fun. I hope you're having a good time. I'm struggling out here, but you know, I'm trying my best, and I really do hope this becomes a good video. It better be a good video, because we are off to 1.1 next, and I genuinely don't know what I'm gonna do. I'll see you on the other side. And here we are, release 1.1. This update doesn't even have a name. That's how far back we are. You might be asking yourself, Leon, why are you doing this? Why do you keep going further and further back in time, deeper and deeper into Minecraft history, only to try and build the same house over and over and over again? Aren't you getting tired of it? Haven't you proved your point already? And, well, yeah, I think I have. By this point in the video, yes, you guys do get the idea. Modern Minecraft is great. Older Minecraft has its charm, but is somewhat lacking in the building aspect, yada yada yada. But at the same time, no. I'm not finished yet. We can go much further back than release 1.1, sure, but that's not really the point. When I started this video, I wanted to take us, myself and you the viewer, from Minecraft's present day all the way back to its day one, with this house, this creation as a grounding point, a point of reference. Sure, it's to prove a point about Minecraft's updates, but it's also, in my mind, a coherent, fully formed piece of art. I know it sounds a bit cheesy, but that's what this is. That's what every Minecraft video is, even if it doesn't always seem like it. To me, making art is taking an interesting Minecraft concept, expressing it as creatively and as entertainingly as I can in video format, and seeing it through to completion. So yes, I've proven my point, at least to the extent that I can. Not everyone's mind is easily changed, but the pursuit of art, the pursuit of being able to say that I finished something, that's what keeps me making the same house over and over again. That's why I keep rebuilding this stupid house in increasingly diminishing quality. That's why I do this whole silly YouTube thing. If you're like me, then making things is fun. Anyways, come check out my Minecraft house. Honestly, what is there even to say at this point, guys? This house, if I can even call it that at this point, has just been so thoroughly withered down to a husk of what it used to be. Like, mycelium in the floor, this is the best I could do, guys. It's a little sad looking at this now. What used to be a house that I was genuinely really proud of. That the 1.20 house, really nice. I'm really happy with it. Not so much anymore. This is just kind of, yeah. So I've had to make so many replacements, substitutions. This is good enough. I have to use this block because I don't have any other options, isms. And everything else just combined, overlapping, compounding on top of each other for update after update after update, and I'm missing some wood here. And this is what I have to show for it at the end. Do you guys know the story of the ship of Theseus? Yeah, that's how I'm feeling right now. There's really not much more to show here. I've shown off this dying corpse of a house to you guys, and at this point, there's only one direction we can keep going. So yeah, that was fun. Thanks again for listening to my speech, y'all. I appreciate it. This has been a neat little adventure, but we're not done yet. This entire time, we've still been in the release updates of Minecraft. I know, right? It doesn't seem like it. A lot of people look back fondly on the alpha and the beta days, but will our poor little house survive in these ancient Minecraft versions? Well, to be honest with you, beta 1.7.3 really didn't change our house very much. Minus some stone bricks in the stairs, no more mycelium in the floor, for better or for worse. We've got the old gravel texture, and we've got the lack of the brightness setting, so the house is a lot darker, which kinda sucks and adds to the gloomy, dying feel of this place, I guess. The glowstone does nothing, jeez. But in terms of like actual block substitutions, yeah, the stone brick stairs, lack of stone bricks is really the only big one. At this point, there is only one place left to go. Winding the clock all the way back to day one. Oh God. The neon grass, the neon trees, the literal 3 blocks. I know I say this a lot, but it's literally 3 blocks this time, for real, guys. I would go into F5 mode to talk to you guys, but I can't. You know what F5 does? It toggles the rain. That's right, I can turn the rain on and off really fast, but I can't go into F5 mode, or F1 mode for that matter. You guys waited this long, you wanna see the final form, the final de-evolution of this Minecraft house. Yeah. Yep, there we go. I would fly up and give you a 360 tour, but I can't fly. This was before survival mode, so I guess there's no creative mode. All I got are these stupid neon blocks. I got sponges, TNT, and bookshelves for some reason. That's great. What about like, I don't know, a slab? How about like a staircase? How about a grass? Anything. This house is not even, I mean, it's recognizable, but it's this, what is this? This is like something I see in like a dream. Like I'm having sleep paralysis right now and I'm wandering through the halls of this like weird psycho world liminal space version of my house. Let me just pillar up real quick so I can give you a better view of the house. Yeah, there we go. That's the whole damn house. It's just a barren, endless expanse of neon green, the only sign of civilization, this decrepit, crumbling, dilapidated house just suffering on its last legs, begging for the sweet release of death. There is no start, there is no end, there is no life or death in this created purgatory of